Why do you think he killed Whitey Bulger?
Again, when he came out of prison in 01, he was different. He liked being around guys that committed murders. He liked the camaraderie of being around crazy lunatics that were, you know, because they were all funny, ball busters. You have a good time busting balls and all that, but they're killers. He liked being around that. He liked being one. He wanted to be one of them. And you could tell, like, when he came out and we murdered, I was the type that it changed my life, because not that I had remorse or anything like that. It changed my life now because when the feds come and arrest you, I'm not going to jail for 2 years. I'm going to jail if it's for the murder for the rest of my life. And you sleep differently after that. So when it came to being about the murder, I would never want to be associated with it. I try to be like, yeah, I never had nothing to do with that. He took off to Florida with another girl. He left my wife's sister. Who killed Bruno? I don't know. The guy had a beef with him, and the guy came with a gun. They had a beef over it. You know, I deflect. I don't want to be known as the guy, because I don't want law enforcement coming at me with that 24/7, which they did and which they do. You know, surveillance. You know, like once you get that known as a killer and you're a boss and they're a made guy, you know, like Gotti Sr. Once Castellano got killed, you seen how bad they wanted him. You know, they let Sammy the Bull go for 20 murders and give him 5 years. They wanted him bad, right? Same thing with like, say, the Gotti name. They went after his son because of the name, right? Once they come at you and they want you, the guy in Philadelphia, the boss there, they went after him because they knew he had murders. He beat the murders. They're never going to stop one. And that's how I was in my area, Connecticut and Mass. I was that guy. So I had Manhattan U.S. Attorney, I had Connecticut U.S. Attorney, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, all joint investigations trying to build cases on me because I was that guy. 24/7 surveillance, bugs in your cars, bugs in the restaurants, bugs on every phones. So it's 24/7 nonstop scrutiny. So I didn't want that scrutiny. Freddy did. I'll give you an example. We murder my brother-in-law. The next day, they already know we're the suspects. The sister's calling my wife saying her husband didn't come home. So we're already the suspects. And they're the suspects because she's telling them that the last two people that he was with are the two brothers, Freddy and Ty Geas. And that was the last people that he was going to be with. So they're the main subjects, but everybody knows they're with me and I'm the guy, the mafia guy. And they're Greek, so they know that I'm involved somehow. And the next day, they pull up an Italian section in Springfield where it's a hotspot. FBI's always watching it. Organized crime troopers are watching it. They know this guy just went missing. They know we're the suspects. And here he comes in a convertible Corvette, parks right in front. Prime suspect of a disappearance. I see him. I go out the back door. He calls me up. He's laughing. He goes, "Buddy, where you going?" Right? He goes, I go, "I'm getting away from you." You don't want to do that. That's, it's bringing heat. Same thing as when we killed, where we buried him. That was my house. That was I used to keep $1 million worth of marijuana there. I had guns, AK-47s, grenades, all kinds of, that was my house. I kept it like a stash house. It was an old man, Joe, used to live there. As soon as I buried the body there, I never went back. Because they got this GPS now. They're looking for this guy, and they're going to follow you. They follow my car. He's always going to this house. Or maybe that's a good house that there could be a body at. And they did have a GPS in my car. So I never went back to that house. So Freddy liked the fact, we drove by where the body was. Me, him, and his brother. I'm driving. And he starts singing this song, "On Top of Old Smoky, all covered with blood." And me and his brother, his brother's a psychopath too. We're all psychopaths. It's just I'm more, when it comes to making money on the streets, I'm just more intelligent when it comes to that. But we're all crazy and nuts and capable of doing, which we did. We proved that we did do that. So me and his brother look at each other. I turn the radio up and we look at him like, "What are you doing, you stupid fuck?" Like, we just driving by where the body is. They're dredging rivers looking for this guy. I got helicopters flying over my house. I mean, I'm talking so low like you were in a war zone. Like you could hear the I look up, it was a helicopter because they were probably looking for the sensors of a body, Then they thought he was buried in my wife's father's sausage. He ground up sausage because my wife's father hated him. They hated him, so they probably figured, we brought him there and ground him up in the sausage thing, because they were actually going there looking for him there, So Freddy liked it.
Have you ever heard of this? Someone actually grinding up someone into
I believe that would happen. I mean, I haven't heard exact, but why not? I mean, you chop the arm off, you throw it in the thing, it's going to grind it up.
Right, then you sell it to somebody and they eat it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it. Okay.
I heard certain foods got humans in them.
Okay.
I don't know. But anyways, but Freddy liked that. He liked, Bruno gets killed. The suspect is a guy 6'1" with a hoodie. Ty is 6'1". The next day, it's in the paper. Bruno gets killed. Suspect 6'1". Ty's 6'1". Guy's got a hoodie. They know Ty has a history with Bruno because Bruno slapped him around. Okay, so Ty, the next day, what do you think he's wearing? He's wearing a hoodie, and he's 6'1". They wanted to be known, not so much as Ty, but still, you're wearing a hoodie, the description. I had friends coming up to me going, is this kid fucking... They thought he did it. So they're coming up to me going, is he fucking nuts? He's got a hoodie on right now. Like, I'm going, but he didn't kill him, in my head, I'm going, he didn't kill him. I'm saying, I don't know who killed him.
Yeah.
But Freddy liked it. Freddy liked the, he wanted to be known, he wanted to kill 20 more people. And it would have been done for no reasons. I stopped him from killing. There's people out there that should be, instead of hating on me, should be loving me because I stopped him from killing normal kids' sons for no apparent, no reason to kill over a disrespect with their girl, that he disrespected his girl. He wanted to kill them. That's not happening. And, just over, New York wanted to use him to go kill people. Again, out there, I stopped him from doing that. I said, don't get involved with any of them. You work with me. I'll handle that. So, but he wanted to be that guy. He wanted to be like, what's the difference of 1 or 12? You're going to get life. And he wanted to, he liked the fact that he was known as a killer. So Whitey Bulger comes in, high profile guy. He's 90 years old in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have slapped him 20 times and killed him.
Right.
So, I mean, it's like, why else would you kill him? He could have very easily told. He didn't even do nothing to him where it was a revenge type thing.
So there's no connection between Freddy and
They
Whitey
said
Bulger.
something about because he put that other guy in prison for a crime he didn't commit, so he might hate him for that. Like, oh, well, you put my friend in prison. You said that he committed this crime. Actually, you murdered him and you blamed it on him. Well, you didn't blame him, but he kind of like it was a frame job with the cops. I don't know how exactly it went. So Freddy was in prison with the guy, but that's just a story. Did he kill him, a 90-year-old guy, because he put some guy in jail for 40 years and, there was no personal interest other than the fact that he's Whitey Bulger. Whitey Bulger's name is as big as Al Capone's, as big as John Gotti Sr. His Whitey Bulger is that infamous. He was back in the day in Alcatraz. They did LSD experimentations on him back when they were doing that.
Wow.
He was a real badass, notorious gangster. And then when all this stuff came out, as being an informant and he went on the lam, but he ruled that area with an iron fist, his guys, not the Italians, but his guys. And the Italians were, leery of him too. Like, even though he reported, he didn't report, but he wouldn't fuck with the Italians. They were just too big. So Freddy, the guy goes in there and they beat him to death. And he gets the notoriety now. We're talking about him.
Yeah. He's already doing life in prison.
He's already doing life in prison.
Cares?
But here's the bad part. The guy that was doing, that they said did the murder with him, Paul DiCalogero, I talked with one of his family members. The kid was going to be home this year.
Oh.
The kid had a 27-year sentence. He was coming home in 2025, I think. He gets involved in this murder. What happens if this kid gets a life sentence? Because they pled guilty just recently. And you threw your life away to kill a 90-year-old scumbag?
Yeah, who's probably about a year or two from dying anyways.
He was probably going to die a worse possible death than the beating. You probably made it quick. He probably died within 10 seconds of them hitting him. And he probably would have got cancer and suffered for fucking months before he died.
Mm-hmm.